Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here with a not with a new flick. I already reviewed this one, but because I'm in the 1984 stage, and I just did 1983. Now I believe I did Friday the 13th Part 3. Now I'm doing Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now, why I'm gonna do this again is because I seen the extended cut, which is just not more dialogue, but the kill scenes were extended. Uh, First of all, 1984 gets a 6 on IMDb. It gets an 8 from me. Joseph Zito, the pugly-eyed bastard. The fact that, and the reason why I'm saying this, it's not because he got this apparently by doing the Prowler, because the Prowler was all Tom Savini's work. Because this one also had Tom Savini, and because Tom Savini, he says, and maybe it's true because they were really good. The Prowler's really good for its gore. He said it's my best work yet, but he did great job with these gore scenes. I mean, but Zito, his what was his part in that movie? He was tedious. He was boring. The continuity was the continuity area. The was completely off the charts. People were forgotten, and it's just he's a bad director. And at some point now, Friday 13th movies, you don't really need a super good story. Actually, you don't need great actors or good actors, known actors, because um, maybe your final girl like Amy Steele, you know, also in April Fool's Day, and I believe another horror movie I saw her in. You know, Kevin Bacon in the first one, uh, but usually you don't need the best actors because it's fun to have a little bit of cheese in there, bad acting in there, because you know you're gonna die. So you've got the, you know, you already have the mentality of you're gonna die, and it's gonna be pretty bad. So now this movie had a plethora of great actors. I mean, this one had Krispen Glover. We all know from Back to the Future. The first one. We know from uh, Charlie's Angels, the weirdo. Then Corey Feldman, in a stage when he was really popular, because I believe he just did Gremlins, and then he did this, and then he did uh, uh, I believe the Goonies. At the end, at the third part of the movie, he already started with the Goonies. So he was pretty, and he was sick also at the end. He was really sick. He's throwing up. It was diarrhea. He had the flu. He was pretty sick. You could tell on his skin he was white as a sheet of paper. Um, but what I hate on Zito, especially, is that there's one girl that goes in a this. She goes. She's this jealous girl because twins are involved, and they have a house party, and these um, one of these girls is trying to seduce her boyfriend. Now she goes out and she's a little bit childlike, and of course the boyfriend shouldn't do that. It's still, it's like you're right in front of your girlfriend. Don't do that. And she goes naked into the in the water. Now apparently the movie was set in fall, so it's pretty cold. They had to put ice cubes in their mouth, and she had to do that take 10 dozens of times because she had to go into a boat, a rubber boat, but where the only the tubing was there, but the part where that was closed was open, so that Jason could stab her, and that was the meaning of that raft. Now, at some point, no, that's the fucked up part. She was almost. I mean, she was having. She started to. She started to look gray, or gray, paper white, or whatever. She was fucking. Uh, I mean, what is frostbite? I don't know what the fuck. She's all the temperature. She almost died by the low temperature. I mean, and Ted White saw this, and as a stuntman, he knows what can happen because these guys know a little bit about anatomy and safety. He went to Joseph Zito and he said, "We stop now. We wait for a few hours. I'm taking this girl to my trailer. I'm gonna give her a hot cocoa and a sheet to lie under. She needs some rest." And Zito said, "No, no fucking way. No fucking way. I can find plenty of Jasons. Okay, you go find another Jason. I'm taking the girl." It almost went for a fist fight, but I mean, fucking pugly-eyed Zito, being this, he looked like a fucking meatball, and then Ted White was a big ass lumberjack type. I believe Tom Savini had to come between them and said, "Okay, no, Ted is right. We have to do this." Tom Savini, luckily being the good guy, he said, "Listen." Also, he's seen all kind of fucked up things in Vietnam, so he knows about these things, right? So that's irritated me with Zito. Now the story is basically it begins with the where it ended, with the hatchet in his skull, in his skull, yeah, skull, in his mask, and people are they used the helicopter so that it looked more intense, like there were dozens of cops, and there were only like 10 cops or so, even less, maybe 5 cops. Uh, but eventually, they bring him to the hospital, the clinic, and the coroner is another one. He's an asshole, a pervert. He said, let me see. Oh, she looks cute. And I said, "You're a fucking wacko. Why? With a little bit of nail polish, she looks cute." Okay. And then he goes in and he's watching that aerobic shit with girls shaking their asses. And then a nurse comes in to see the TV because the TV is there to see the news about what happened, and then he's trying to, constantly trying to grope her, and eventually she gives in, and that's a fun, and that's a really fun part when the hand falls out of the from the table. He said the guy, the coroner, is like, "Fucking Christmas shit, jingle bell, motherfucking shit, Christmas, fucking whore, Christmas, shitty, Christmas." And why Christmas? Was this movie played during Christmas? He was he was so extremely jump scared that he was talking about and cussing about Christmas. Huh? That's okay. Eventually, of course, the girl was, she had it, and she said, uh, "I've had it." Uh, and he said, "No, baby, you can do stuff to me. Sorry, champ. Your days are over." And shit, he puts on then the fucking aerobics. I think he wanted to fucking jerk himself off on the aerobics video. But then we get the extended dead scenes. So we know that the guy gets a hacksaw in his neck, and then his neck gets twisted off, and his head gets twisted off. Cool kill. This one, you see the hacksaw going boom, and then boom, and then twisted off. So he gets multiple, and you see the face. You get multiple. So they keep the shot longer on his face, more more sawing with the hacksaw, and that was his extended death scene. And then the girl in the room with the pills and things like that, and the inventory room, she gets gutted, and in the original you see a little bit that he pulls the knife downwards, but here he really puts the knife downwards, and you see from close by that he's pulling the knife downwards, and guts and blood is spilling out. So that was an extended death scene. We of course then later on see that we're in a car with a bunch of friends, with Crispin Glover, and you've got that awesome dialogue that's straight from a Tarantino movie. You can put that in a Tarantino. If I betcha if Tarantino saw that scene, he would say that's something I want in my movie, in my horror movie. I mean, you got these two guys talking about I'm so horny. I lost a great girl, and then Teddy, his friend, says, "Who? Betsy, BJ Betsy? You lost BJ Betsy? You stupid." Yeah, I know. What can I do? What can I do? I'm so depressed. What? Wait. I'm gonna take my computer out. Well, which computer? Wait, no. Let me do my thing. Imaginary computer. He said, "You're a dead fuck." And then he says, "What? You know, a lousy lay, a dead fuck? Oh, give it to me straight, doctor. I can take it." Oh, and then they encounter a grifter who wants to, you know, a hitchhiker. Um, with the fuck you on the other side of, if she doesn't get picked up, she turns it to fuck you. But she also gets an extended death scene. You can see the knife going through the throat, and really going longer through the throat, and then you see the blood squirting out on her shirt, and then squeezing the banana out of between her hands. So that's also an extended kill scene. And then of course we have the Jarvis family, you know, Tommy Jarvis and his sister and his mom, and that's Corey Feldman. Tommy Jarvis is an important character because he will be in part 5 and part 6, all played by all different actors. Um, and he wanted to come back for part 5. He wanted to come back for part 5. That's the reason why he really wanted to be in that movie, and that's the reason why you see him in the beginning of that movie. Basically, it was in shot at his home, in his garden, and that he sees that sequence that he's dreaming, and you know, and he wakes up in the van, and we see this other guy playing Tommy Jarvis. But he wanted that role, but he was committed to doing a an other movie. I think was Stand By Me. I think Stand By Me. I'm not sure. I think he was committed to do another movie. Maybe the rest of the Goonies. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But he was committed to do other stuff. And you know, it's a good family. The mom always goes jogging at 6 p.m. Fuck, around the entire lake, uh, with her daughter, and Tommy makes these great masks. He's into horror and making latex masks and things like that, uh, and there's this one moment, so the people come in on the other side, and uh, his sister and and Tommy gets introduced, and with the dog, and they say, hey, tonight we're having a party, you should come. Maybe, yeah. Eventually, no, tomorrow night we're having a party, you should come. That was it, because that night, the reason why I'm saying that night wasn't the party was because that you've got that cute scene where Tommy Jarvis, Corey Feldman, sees a girl stripping and starting to have uh, sex with her boyfriend, and he's like, he's like completely amped up, and he never seen that before, and he's like, what, he doesn't know how to react to this because he never seen it. He never he probably didn't learn about it uh, at this point, and he's completely jumping on the bed. He's completely I like that so much. But then when his mom comes in, he's like, "What? Are you sleeping?" Oh, he doesn't answer. Okay, and she closes the sheets. I mean, that was such a great role. Such a, that's what I mean with Zito. What the asshole? How much? I think there were more people involved for this movie, and they said let Corey Feldman do that. It doesn't have anything to do with the movie, but it makes there's a kid involved because there's also a moment when Tommy and his sister see everybody skinny dip and he sees the boobs and I'm not sure if he actually saw the boobs and that they put his part uh, that they edited it that he didn't see the boobs, but I mean it's just okay. There's gonna be sex scenes. Okay, how are we gonna uh, in a comical way put a kid in this? And that's the way they did it. They introduced the sex scene with in a comical way for the kid, and that was and I was actually realistic because I would be like him. I would be like, I mean, I would be. Uh, I would be like him, you know? I would be like, fuck, what the hell is happening there, you know? And yeah, then of course, to fast forward a little bit, you also got a guy, he's looking for, I think Anna was her name. It's, I believe, a girl in the second movie is the girl who gets the spear during sex in the guy's back and she's underneath. But the thing is, first of all, didn't he know that? Didn't he know that the MEs on the hospital, a kind of, didn't he get a telephone that they contacted the related people of that I mean that killed person, and he still thinks she's alive, and he's trying to find Jason, and he has this picture of a drawn kid Jason with a little bit of hair. And is it that movie where he has a photo of Jason from nearby? I mean, the person who took that picture was fucked up. He was, let's say, he took one for the for the photo enthusiasts. I mean, that's I mean that was a kill shot for sure. But okay, um, but that was a weird. That's here comes Joseph Zito. That's weird. That's bad. He didn't have anything to. Why was he there? I don't know. I don't know. He was there to eventually go into the house where everybody's dead, and you know, um, and then he gets killed by a pitchfork. You know, like where you're doing grass like a sand lick. He gets, I'm dying, I'm dying, go away, I'm dying, no, no, I'm dying, I'm dying, oh, oh, I'm dying. I mean, she was okay. She was above on the stairs, and you still hear them. I'm dying. Okay. It's of I skipped a little bit forward because the kills there weren't much extended kills in the house scene. I really the twins died in the same way. The only extended kill is the guy who gets his face mashed into the wall, and you see that it's that I mean that fucking his flesh is coming through the fingers of Jason. It's fairly brutal. And of course, Crispin Glover, and I hated that he died. I hated that. I mean, Ted, do you see that fancy corkscrew? Oh, I hated that he died. Ted, do you see that corkscrew? And then, and then Ted is himself. He was as high as he could be, and you could see it. He, I saw the documentary of it, and I know he said I was high, but eventually they used it because he was constantly laughing at everything, at stupid shit, and then he gets the knife in the head and he died. But you can see his eyes were like super red from all the dope he was smoking. And also the scene when the boyfriend goes after the jealous girlfriend, that scene where he sees his girlfriend and is going back to the dock is also extended. You see the spear going in, and he shoots, but it's the camera is put longer on his body, and you see the blood squirting out of his penis, basically. He's yeah, like that. What there's no cut of this movie that has extra dialogue, but and these fan edits are usually the complete versions of the movie. So eventually it's against also the mom, Jarvis mom gets killed, but we don't see how. Maybe they did that. They didn't want us to see how she died because it would be sad. Um, you do get a dream sequence like in every Friday 13, but they luckily they cut that one out the original one, the theatrical cut. That she finds her mom dead in the bathtub, and she opens her eyes, they're white, and in the corner, Jason is standing with that wound of the machete, but only like, and the wound went to here because he was on. I mean, he was flayed almost, his head, right, by the machete. So and then she wakes up in the hospital, and that's so they had a dream sequence ready to go, but they didn't use that. And then yeah, it's the cat and mouse game between the sister against Jason, and I liked the part that she takes the machete, and he wants to take her, and she slashes the machete right to his fucking in the middle of his fingers, and he's like and it was always really hard on Corey Feldman because he said he should respect his elders, and he didn't. Corey Feldman was a little bit of a rebellious kid, and he really wanted to strangle him. Not to kill him, of course, but to strangle him, to let him know you should respect me. And then, of course, the knife kill, upla, you know. But I liked the idea that he took the picture and he started to, snip his hair off. It was he snipped his hair off, but it was a bald mask that he was carrying. So I don't understand why they show that scene that he's completely ruining his hairstyle, but then putting a bald mask on. Was that also a, a part of that mask? Probably that mask, that bald cap had probably hair, and he was cutting it, and then he looks a little bit like that person in the picture, young Jason. But there you can see how ill he was. He had the flu. He had diarrhea. He was vomiting. The boy, his temperature was up. You could see how pale he was, and the he had sacks under his eyes because he wasn't sleeping right, and eventually kudos to Corey Feldman to do a great job, and you know we get that cool kill scene with Jason, with the knife going in, and then when he sees the finger moving, he's completely going off the rails, die, and he had the flu. So it was, I mean, kudos to Corey Feldman. I like Corey Feldman. Sorry, until the Burbs. The Burbs, I like the Burbs with Corey Feldman. Everything after that, he's no, I didn't like him. I didn't like him after that. So it's a great movie, Friday 13 Part 4. There's an extended cut, but it just has a few extended kills, a little bit more gore, basically. Um, it's my favorite one. That's my opinion. That's why I'm giving it an 8, not a 7, but not a 6, but an 8. It's one that I rewatch a lot of times. My second favorite is number 2. Basically, my favorite Jason is actually the human Jason. The zombie Jason is cool, and like a New Blood is cool, and Jason Lives is cool, but Jason Takes Manhattan is complete. I mean, I got a fan of it from that too, and there's a lot of dialogue in that, a lot of dialogue, like minutes of pe- people talking to each other. Oh, that movie, but that didn't make the movie better. That didn't make the movie better. But I love Human Jason, Richard Rooker, rest in peace. The way he walked, and he was a hulking guy, and he was like, I'm gonna kill you, and that's it. And he walks away. And then Ted White was angry because he's constantly being beaten. I mean, that shot with Amy Steele when she's behind a tree and he's coming after her with an axe. She kicks him in the nuts. It's like, oh, you can hear him. Oh. I mean, I think he had enough. It wasn't stalking anymore. It wasn't hiding in the bar anymore. It was just full frontal, killing everything on his path, and going back to Crystal Lake and finding people that he can kill. that was one of the greatest Jasons in the movie. And so Ted White is my favorite. Kane Hodder is my second favorite. No, sorry, no. Richard Rooker is my second favorite. Kane Hodder, I actually liked but I'm not sure what's his name is from Jason Lives. I liked him. Kane Hodder, I'm not a big Kane Hodder fan. No, but there you go. It's a movie from 1984 to complete our 1984 catalog, and I'll bring new movies soon. New movies, of course, old movies, but ones that I didn't see yet. I got a few in mind in my list, and enjoy enjoy your weekend. Bye.